What's going on today? Welcome to the show. It's kind of a little somber, more toned down mood from the often evil Q from GQ Wrestling. Because we gotta talk about these releases, man. And a lot of them are shocking. Just shocking, right? Because a lot of the superstars on this list that I will talk about, I'm not gonna go over every name, just gonna kind of go over not per se the main ones, but the ones I felt was key. They could have been used differently. And it's just tough when you hear about anybody losing their job, especially wrestlers, man, because they give so much to this thing that we love, whether that be being away from their family all the time, if they don't have a relationship within the ring. But even that, man, they still on the road away from everything, putting on a show for us, the fans. That's why we love them, and that's why we connected to them, and that's why a lot of time when we hear cuts like this, it cuts deep. You understand? But I'm going to get to it. Let's list off some names first. And tell me if you believe this in the comments. We got Dakota Kai, Shayna Baszler, Kayden Carter, Katana Chance, Gigi Dolin, Jakara Jackson, Cora Jade, and Braun Strowman. Yes, you're hearing that right. All of them gone. All of them off the roster. Man. But let's talk about for what? Let's talk about the truth. Why were these superstars released? Number one, the WWE hates women tag team wrestling. Let's go ahead and say that. Look at the list. Even if you factor in the ones who single competitors now who was forced into tag teams or how that go, no matter what, check out these names. Katana Chance and Kayden Carter. The lunch cards. If y'all don't know, the lunch card title is something that me and G gave to those smaller women who can barely see over the ropes, but are dope. But they do look like they need lunch cards, or they're in high school or middle school and they got lunch cards. But that's not to poke fun at them. It's just to distinguish them from the rest. Like Zelina Vega, a lunch card. Lyra Valkyria, kind of a lunch card. But I digress. Check this out. They were one of the best tag teams, period. Innovative, fun, and the crowd liked them. So to see Kayden and Katana going, that's crazy, right? But check this out. Gigi Dolin, thickums. My Georgia girl is gone. Every time she joins a faction and gets it popping, WWE gets the dropping. They let go Gigi, man. And Cora Jade. Cora Jade at one point was the NXT darling. You have a girl with a compelling story, a lifelong wrestling fan, dreams of meeting CM Punk, to actually live that dream. And then, she started dating Braun. And all of a sudden, she changed from the little sweet, unassuming skater girl to this almost, vixen? Ever since that change, there's something been weird going on. Of course, a lot of these cuts may be due to injury history, and that can be true when it comes to Dakota Kai maybe and Cora Jade. But Cora Jade just never had the crowd again like she did during a period when she was looked at as a babyface. When she became a heel, it's almost like she lost all her aura. But she still seemed like a person that the WWE was very high on. So to see Cora Jade get cut, crazy. And the shocker, Jakara Jackson, what is going on here? Meta Girls were on. They was on a main roster every other week, or they was interacting with, main roster talent every other show as far back as a month ago. But it don't make any sense because she was charismatic And that was a tag team that we really wanted to see on the main roster. Y'all seen me, I lobbied for them to have the match against Liv and Raquel at WrestleMania. Just because it was a better pair and it was a better, everything. You look at Last Legend, she can match up with Raquel perfectly. You look at Jakara Jackson, she can match up with Liv perfectly. It was a perfect opportunity for these women to work together, make a name for themselves, and go to the next level. But of course, that's what happened. And Shayna and Dakota Kai, they got tag team ties. Shayna with Zoe Starks and Dakota with Damage Control. What this lets me know is the WWE gives zero fucks about the women tag team division. And also, the other truth is, they don't give a fuck about LGBT nothing no more. If you look at it, the gay and the alphabet superstars, no disrespect, but they've been the ones, being let go after a long time being on the roster. Sonya Deville, she got let go. But she was one of the main entities during that whole LGBTQ whole empowerment movement. It seems like the WWE uses these things when they want, but when they become not so popular, they don't gotta go. And Shayna Baszler is a person who's uber talented and unique to the fact where I don't think there's nobody like her left. And that's the problem. Shayna Baszler, and y'all heard me, if y'all are fans of the show, listen to prior shows where I pitched Shayna even selling her soul to The Rock, becoming a member of the Soul Man, Soul Patrol of Souls, but The Rock, he didn't really want to do nothing with that. He could have did something major with that. He could have had so many souls. He could have been Shane's son, but it didn't happen. I'm not a booker. I'm not getting paid for this. And if y'all know I'm not, and y'all liking what y'all hear, y'all feeling GQ Wrestling, please like, subscribe, and share. We're the best. And soon everybody would know that. But I digress. Let me calm down. But to get back to Shayna, I said around the time when they were really phasing out Shayna that if you look at her NXT run, she had the opportunity almost to come to the main roster and be like a Brock Lesnar type of female. But they never make those type of females who are overly masculine champions on the main roster. They don't fit the template at all. You look at every champion, world champion, universal champion, Raw champion, SmackDown, world champion, whatever you want to say. It is a template. And the bottom line is you have to like men. I'm not even playing. If you go get that belt, you have to be like, this straight person who doesn't like women in any kind of way. On the down low, maybe. But you look at that, Shayna just never fit that whole template of what the WWE feels a woman world champion on the main roster should be. Rhea is the closest thing to more of a brolic female. But Rhea is overly sexualized and wanted by every man. And Shayna, unfortunately, just looks and acts like a man. And of course, I'm going to leave a full list of everyone who got released today, either in the description or the comments. Y'all check below if y'all want a full rundown. I'm trying to make a quick video. But the one guy who I have to talk about on the list is Braun Strowman. He's the one who has been there before. And to me, it comes down to this. The WWE never knew what to do with giants. Even if you go back to Andre the Giant, even though to use him like that was maybe right given that circumstance, but it set the whole template for the giant in the WWE to be used wrong. Now, Vince McMahon beliefs were giants shouldn't leave their feet. You had people like Paul White, the Big Show, come from WCW, where he used to go out the top rope, man. He used to do kip-ups. He used to do top rope drop kicks. I'm pretty sure he could do a Hurricane Runner. He was an athletic big man. And him coming there trying to do that stuff, before he knew how Vince was, I almost got him fired. Look it up. Andre, he was the same way. Andre was out there doing pedigrees, man. Andre was coming off the top rope. Andre the Giant. And I believe when he went to WWE, it kind of led to his body deteriorating because it was so much build up from him not using his muscles and being able to do what he was doing down in the NWA. But you bring that to the now, to here, they always try to make these big men, these slow, immovable objects that don't leave their feet. And that's not very scary. The scary part is when you have a big man who can move like the small man. But that's another problem there. You have these giants like Omos who just make the other man look like the smaller man. Even when Braun Strowman was going through this whole ordeal with Jacob, we was like, ain't no way if this a shoot fight, Jacob should win. I mean, Braun Strowman is so physically opposing that he makes a lot of the other talent look weak. Not even just small, but weak. So, I really feel like the WWE didn't know what to do with giants. They never have. And they still never will, maybe. But that's the rundown, y'all. Real quick. Hoping everybody lands on their feet. Fans, give them hell. If some of these wrestlers are some of your favorites, go online, speak up for them. Not just so the WWE will know what they missed, but so the next promotion will know what they're going to get. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody deserves to live their dream. And that's why I'm here. Help us live our dream. Like, comment, and subscribe. Until then, this has been GQ Wrestling.